Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're here for the first time, welcome back if you have been following. It is Monday. So, this is going to be a children's book, right? Because I'm a preschool teacher, so Mondays and Wednesdays, I like to kind of go through a book, talk about, things keep itching me. Anyway, tell you how to read it with your kids, because reading is so important. Studies have shown need to hear at least 20,000 words, and the more words they hear, it helps them talk. So yeah, I start off with tips. So remember, when you're reading, read with your finger, so that children can learn to track print. That we start on the left page and we go from left to right. They need to know where the cover is, where the back is, turn one page at a time. Basically, how to use a book correctly. And they'll learn all that by watching you. And I know that seems like self-explanatory, but if they don't know how to use the book, if they don't know how to track print, they're not going to be able to read. So, do those things as you're reading. Today we're going to be reading How to Catch a Garden Fairy by Alice Walstead and Andy Elkerton. Guys, this has kind of become one of my favorite series. I had no idea there's this many books. And I saw one, there's How to Get a Gingerbread Man. So keep an eye out for that for Christmas time with my preschoolers. I'll definitely be reading that. I'm sure there's a Halloween one too, instead of just a leprechaun. So let's just say all the holidays I'll probably be doing these ones. But, so how this works, I kind of go through page by page. It's best to do multiple reads, so I kind of ask you like the types of questions I would ask during each read. If there's any words that you should define, right? Words are in tiers. Tier 1 are like common words that they should know. Tier 2 are like more common that they probably haven't learned yet. And Tier 3 is like more specific. So like maybe you're talking about the ocean. Tier 3 words would be more things specific to the ocean, like a current. They probably won't, like how often do we use the word current as it pertains to the ocean? Probably not very much. So there are just different words. Remember, you don't have to define all the words every time. I'm just going page by page. So first thing, this book, let's just do it this way. Okay, perfect. This book has rhyming words, so it's always good to point out rhyming words. That is also a pre-reading skill that helps them. And you can just say, do they sound the same or different? And the thumbs up, thumbs down is for the kids who are maybe nonverbal, so they can still participate. This is BC, so you can point that out, ask them if they're the same or different. So, the first question, remember, the first types of questions we ask, and during the first read, I ask a labeling question. We're looking for nouns, verbs, right? So this one is a picture of a garden, right, with all the things. So I'd probably say, where are they? Right? The second question, I pertain it to the text. This says this is their favorite place. That might be a little hard. Older kids might get it. So the second question, for like 3 or 4-year-olds, if this is their favorite place, do you think they like to be there or they don't like to go there, right? So that they can get their talking. If they're older, I know, I'm trying to think of a good way to phrase it. You could just be like, if they're older, like, what kind of place is this to them? Like if they're a little older, get them talking. Third time I read it through, right, relate to them. Where's your favorite place? What places do you like to go that you have the most fun, right? second page, disappear, clear. Those are the rhyming words. You can point that out. Just in case. Disappear, you can define it as they're not there anymore. They may know that, but the first question I asked, there's a tree with a little door at the bottom. So I'd probably be like, what did they find at the bottom of the tree? And remember, you can use your finger to point exactly to the answer that you want. This one I would ask a predicting question because it says, who's at the door? Are there people? So I would kind of ask that, like, what do you think? What do you think's going to be in the door? Get them thinking and predicting the story and what's going to be there. Okay. The third question. I mean, this one can be kind of silly, like, have you ever seen a door on a tree? Be like, what kind of things do you see on trees? And just get them realizing, right? It's a good way to teach them that not everything in the story is real. Like, unless someone carved it there, you're not going to find a door in a tree. The rhyming words on page 3. Low, no. Okay, point those out. These kids are gentle. For gentle, you could be like, they play nice with their friends, right? Second question. What did they find? Because it's, oh my goodness, it's children. So you could be like, what did they find? They'll be like, other children. And it's, it says, I bet my tooth fairy friend will know. So the third question to relate to them be like, who are your friends, right? Are you friends with the tooth fairy? No, because you haven't met her. Who are your friends? Giggle, wiggle. Those are birth words that they rhyme, so you can find them out, but they might need to be defined. Giggle, I just say it's another word for laughing, and wiggle is like where you just gotta move around. They might know wiggle. Again, you know your kids better, so that's fine. This one is just a lot of questions. Like, do they know that I grant wishes? Do they know that I was born with a giggle? So these ones you could be like, ask facts about fairies. So like, so what do fairies do? You could be like, grant wishes. When are fairies born? Any of those kind of questions. What does a fairy have for pet? Because it talks about they have a pet unicorn, right? Labeling, I would probably actually label the unicorn because they're going to know that there's also fairies on the page. And then to relate to them, what kind of things can you do, right? And what kind of pets do you have? Just get them talking. This one, there's a little tea party. So I would probably get them describing the tea party, like, what's on the table? What are they doing, right? Oh, before and more, those are the rhyming words. It said I just did eat 10 cookies though, so another thing you could do is count to 10. That's another way to get them practicing. You see the fairy flying off, so I'd probably be like, did they catch the fairy with the tea party? No, right? Getting them to call. Then relate to them. Have you ever had a tea party? No. What kind of parties do you like to have? Just get them talking. Fly, sky. Those are the rhyming words, so you can point that out. This time they're having this sign says butterfly dance party, so you could label the butterflies. Yeah. I would ask them about the trap on this page, right? Because there's a little glass thing. I would probably be like, what do you think they're trying to do with the flower in the glass, right? Hopefully by now they know they're trying to catch a fairy. Second, related to them, like, have you ever seen a butterfly? Right? Just get them talking about butterflies. Have you ever had a... Well, that's what the sign says. It doesn't really read anything about a dance party, but just, yeah. This one, there are zebras of different colors. So this would be a good one to label colors. First, to practice colors. Second, it's a good way to learn which children don't know colors, so you can work on it with them. Stripes, types, those are the rhyming words, so you can point that out. And then again, the whole point of they're trying to get your fairies to be like, why did they bring the zebras, right? To get the fairy to come with the shiny colors. And then again, have you ever seen zebras, right? Get them talking about the zoo, like the butterflies. Have they ever been to the butterfly house? Just different things. And then again, like, do zebras come in blue, yellow? It's like blue, yellow, red, and green. Do zebras come in different colors? No, black and white are the colors. Again, teaching them that not everything in a book is true. Stems, gems. They may not know what a gem is, so you can just explain it's like a fancy rock, right? That's different colors and shiny and soft. This one talks about different parts of the flower. So labeling, you could label the flower. And you could label the different parts if you want. Related to them. Get them predicting, like, do you think the flowers will bring the fairies? Do you think they can catch? Because this one, they have like a little floaty with water in it, and they're trying to catch the fairy. Related to them, like, do you have any flowers at your house? Do you grow any flowers? Late, great. Those are the rhyming words, you can point it out. There are mermaids. There is a mermaid in the water, so that's the first thing I would label. The fairy, it says it's due for lunch, which means she's going to eat lunch with the mermaid. So I'd probably be like, who's the fairy eating mermaid with? So do you think their trap will work? I would say no. And second, who do you like to eat lunch with, and what do you like to eat for lunch? If you were eating lunch with a mermaid, what would you eat, right? Just get them talking. The unicorn is back, and the unicorn is carrying toys, so you could label the toys. Now, aloud, those are the rhyming words. So you could be like, what is the fairy doing with the unicorn? So hopefully get them that she's walking. You want to just get them remembering the story. Related to them, do you have any pets that you have to take care of? Do you have to walk your pet, feed the pet? Like, what can we do to take care of our pets? This is Finch and Flinch. Flinch, you could just say, that's when you're scared and you move really fast. Finch, you can explain, that's a specific name for a bird. Parakeet's always here too. So you could just label the birds. There's peacocks too. Grooming, that means making them look nice. So this page has a lot of words that you could explain. I mean, you don't have to like point out each different bird. You could just say that, yeah, these are all names. Like every bird has a specific name. Related to them, do you have any birds at your house or bird feeders? Because they're making a fairy spa. Birds, herds. A herd, you could just explain a herd's a group of animals. Talking about getting ready for bed. So you'd be like, how are they trying to trick the fairy into sleeping? And then, where do you like to sleep? Do you like to sleep on the ground, like camping? Do you like to sleep in a bed? Spa, awe. And you can just explain a spa is where you go to like relax. Because they probably won't know what a spa is. Maybe they do. They just built it for the fairy. So I'd be like, did the fairy like the house? Yeah. And be like, have you ever made anything for someone else? And how did they like it? Next page, roam home. Roam, you can just explain that's to walk around. So now they're getting ready to say goodbye. So you could be like, does the fairy want to keep playing? No, it's time to go. And they'll be like, what do you do when it's time to say goodbye? I think we've talked about that before. Day, stay. And the fairy's just talking about how to miss him. So, was very excited she got to see them? Yeah. Do you miss people when they leave, but they come back, huh? And that is the end. So that is how to catch a garden fairy. So again, really cute. I'm kind of loving this series. So you'll probably get more of these for a while. Because I didn't know how many there were. So keep reading this. Thank you for sticking out the song. If you like it, please give it a big thumbs up and share. Like I said, I keep saying this every video. My subscribers keep going up, up, up. So thank you so much. That's due to you. If you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Because why not? You know you need these videos. If you haven't yet, hit that notification button so you can always be aware of my videos. I do it every Monday and Wednesday, our child's book. Saturdays, my own day. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. I have the best viewers and subscribers. So, any comments? Particularly if you read this book, I'd love to hear your experience, how it went, especially if you tried out any of my ideas. I would love to know if it's working. I'd love to hear also any recommendations. Like, obviously, I know this is a whole series, but if you have any similar series or just any other comments you would like. And we'll see you next time. Bye.